Hey everybody, it's Easy Maven here, and it's time for another Gunpla special video. And as I mentioned before in my Unicorn Gundam review video, I am going to do a separate video on the transformation of the Real Grade Unicorn Gundam. And today, we're going to do that. So here I have it for you here in Unicorn mode, and I happen to have the weapons on the back as well here. So let's just take kind of a quick look at this before we transform this guy here. So means I gotta get rid of this stuff here. So alright, so we got all that stuff off of here. I will keep the shield around because the shield transforms as well. But for basically the Unicorn Gundam in its transformation mode, you will have to take a few things off that will make the transformation a bit easier. What you want to do is you want to take this head off because head's going to come apart here. And put that right there. And you do want to take the backpack off because there was a little switch back here. You want to be able to get to that, and it's kind of hard to get to that with the backpack is on there. So we'll set the backpack aside. And also you want to take the shoulders off because it's just easier to transform the shoulders when they are off the kit, because they're on here. It's kind of hard to do these here. And you do want to be a little bit careful with the shoulders because there are some thin parts in these. But the rest of this can pretty much stay together. Although sometimes I do like to take the legs off because it's just a little easier to work the legs separately. But anyway, I say let's go ahead and start with the upper body here. Or actually, you know what, let's start with the arms here. Arms are probably easier to get to here. So what you want to do with the arms, it's really quite simple here. There's a little tab that flips out on the front like so. And what you want to do is you want to kind of work this upper arm piece up like that so it clicks. It'll kind of click, but sometimes it's a little hard to get. And just want to move that up, and then you want to pull the front of the arm out just a little bit and then push that tab back in. And that's pretty much all you got to do for the arm. As you can now, the little beam saber can now flip up out front now. And that's all you've got to do. So let's do the same on this side here. Flip the tab up, pull this piece out, and pull the wrist, slide the wrist forward just a little bit. There we go. And there you go. The upper arm does not actually open up on this. This is not supposed to. And I don't think it's supposed to actually open up on the Unicorn Gundam normally, so I just kind of leave it the way it is. You can kind of squeeze it apart a little bit if you want, just to have a little bit of that cycle frame showing through. I don't really bother because if you go too far out, the pieces are going to fall off, but you can kind of work them apart just a little bit if you want, but it's not something that you have to do. So anyway, moving on to torso, upper body here. Like I said, there's a little tab back here. You want to pull that out just a little bit, like so. That kind of unlocks the bottom part of this, and what you want to do is just kind of gently work them up so that the cycle frame can show in there now. You can see it. And then just push that back down to lock it in place so it doesn't move again. Then you want to grab these shoulders and kind of gently work them apart like that. So now you can see that. And then you have these little, I think they're supposed to be extra Vulcan guns is what they're supposed to be, and these will flip up like so. That'll help keep it apart like that. And then last you got these little flaps on the front. You want to pull these down like that. So there's the upper body. Alright, moving on down, we have the skirt armor. It's not too hard to do skirt armor. Sometimes they're a little tricky to do. You have to kind of pull this forward a little bit, slide it off to the side like that, and do the same on the other side here. If I can get it, kind of get my finger in there. Come on. There we go. There we go. Close enough. These side skirts here, they basically just slide down, but they are a little hard to get sometimes. I have to kind of get my fingernail in on the sides and pull them down without pulling them off, hopefully. There we go. Same on the other side here. Work my fingernails into the side here and then pull it down. Back skirt armor, so you just kind of flip open a little bit like that. You're probably going to end up pushing these down as I'm moving it around, but that's just the way it is. Alright, so moving on to these legs here. I'm going to basically start at the upper leg here. I'm going to move the skirt armor out of the way, as you can see. Basically, this upper leg part, it splits open. You have to kind of pull this piece on the side out a little bit, because that kind of locks it, or you can just pull it off entirely. You gotta be careful with this piece, because sometimes you can pull the whole thing off, but you don't really have to pull it off. Just have to kind of pull it out so that it unlatches here, then slide the leg down, and then just pop it back in again to lock it in place here. So you do the same over here. Kind of pull it out a little bit, and then see if I can. Yeah, there we go. There you go. That's the upper leg right there. Not too bad. All right, so moving on to this lower leg here. What you want to do is you want to take this front part of the knee and kind of pull it out a little bit. This top part, bend it up like that, and this back skirt, kind of want to pull out just a little bit here. What you want to do is kind of just firmly, you're going to have to firmly grasp this here, and just kind of pull this back skirt, back thruster piece, so that the cycle frame slides out the front right there. And pull a little flap out there if you want, for added detail. Now this little piece up here, this is a little bit complicated and tricky to make it look right. But you want to kind of bend it out like so, then bend this in a little bit, and you have to kind of work it into the cycle frame. It doesn't like to fit very perfectly sometimes, but you want to work it in so that it looks kind of like that there. But yeah, that's how it's supposed to look. So now on the bottom leg here, we have these little latches on the side. I'm going to lift these up on both sides, and then you're going to pull the ankle down like that and flip the latches back down. Pretty simple. Okay, the feet here. Feet is a little tricky to do. Now the instructions do suggest taking these little side brackets off. That will make it easier. You don't have to take them off, absolutely. You can kind of work them around, just kind of press them at the back, and that'll kind of separate them enough so that this piece can stick up a little bit like that. Obviously this piece here needs to fit into this front skirt armor there, but just kind of work that out, and then just kind of bend these down, and then fold them on the back of this piece here. That's all you really got to do. You don't have to take them off completely, but it does make things easier if you want to take them off, so it's up to you. Now this back heel, this is going to fold out. It's a little hard to get to. It's like really in there. Hold on. Yeah. There we go. Got it. And this front part of the foot is basically going to bend forward just a little bit so that it kind of lines up with the foot. And there you go. That's the unicorn foot right there. Because the way this transformed, there's not a whole lot of ankle movement in it, unfortunately, but just kind of got to deal with it. But anyway, let me do this other foot here. Alright, so that's the main body here. So now we have the shoulders and the head here. So let's do, and a backpack. Let's do backpack first real quick. Backpack's real simple here. The beam sabers just kind of flip out like so, and they need to rotate around so that they are kind of facing front like this here. Like that. These sides will open up like that, like so, and there's a little piece up top here that flips up, get it, like so, and that's the backpack. Not much to it. So you can stick that back on here. Try and not stick stuff back in while I'm got on there. So there we go. Alright, so shoulders here. Shoulders are probably one of the harder parts to transform on this here, because they are a little bit fragile, and I feel like if you mess with it too much, you might end up stress breaking it. But what you want to do is you want to start working this up like that, open it up like so, and then you want to flip this piece out. Let me move him out of the way because my autofocus keeps wanting to focus on that. And you want to kind of flip this up like so, and then kind of fix these up. Now here's where the tricky part is. You kind of want to try and pull this up a little bit here, and you have to kind of work at it a little bit here. It helps to kind of pull it this way a little bit, And then what it's gonna do, you want to kind of close it back up so that it lines up, hooks onto this ends right here, and then just kind of leave it, and it should look relatively even when you get it all together like that. So do the same thing with the right shoulder here. So again, lift that piece up, or flip this around, bring it up, and then you kind of want to pull on this a little bit carefully, and then clip it on the end there so it should look correct. Okay, so now we are down to the head here, and this is probably one of the most complicated head on a 144th kit I've ever seen here. So, but it's pretty simple. You just want to take the side covers off, set those down, just pull them right off, set them down, and then these little pink pieces on the side, you want to just pull those out. They just kind of unhook. They're basically just there to hold the inside of the headpiece in. So once those off, you can kind of pull this piece out like so, and just turn it around. There's your Gundam face. Stick it back in. Stick it in without moving the top piece out. There we go. And then just move these little pink pieces back in place, and that holds it back in. Now you want to take these side pieces and flip them around like so. So now you put those back on. And the other side. And there you go. And now, if you have the transforming V-fin on here, you can basically carefully pull this apart. Usually work at the base, don't pull it at the tips. And just pull it apart like so, and now you have a Unicorn Gundam head. So you can go ahead and stick that back on. And voila, we have a Unicorn Gundam here. Last thing, of course, is the shield here. Just the simplest thing. Just, of course, slide it down carefully, and then spread these little psycho frame thingies apart, and there you go. So, stick that on. Alright, so that's it for the transformation of the Unicorn Gundam here. I hope that answered any questions concerning the transformation about this kit. It's not that complicated. It's just actually pretty easy when you think about it. But anyway, that's pretty much all there is to that, and I need to wrap this video up because my battery's about gone. Anyway, guys, I hope you found that interesting and informative, and I'm sure to give me a like if you like this video describing how to transform this kit. Anyway, guys, see you next video. Right. Bye-bye.